What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Yeah, how we doing? It is Thursday. We got Thursday night football about to start, but you know what? Let's start with a show real quick with your boy. How we doing? Make sure you guys hit that like button, all that good stuff. Subscribe, you know the jazz. But you know what? There's some updates today. 49ers practice, obviously, as they always do, and we got all the updates, and I'm gonna kind of talk about them all today in one big stream and answer some questions. And let's figure out, kind of as we get closer to Sunday, what this team's going to look like. Obviously, the Chiefs are banged up, but so are the 49ers. Let's talk about it. Today, Jauan Jennings, he missed his second straight day of practice with the hip injury that he sustained against the Seattle Seahawks last week. Unfortunate for him because, last time the 49ers played the Chiefs, Jauan Jennings was pretty important. He was probably going to be Super Bowl MVP. So, not a good sign for Jennings, who's missed his second straight day of practice. And unfortunately, Kyle Shanahan was on KNBR about an hour or so ago, and he says that Jauan Jennings is in jeopardy of missing Sunday's game against Kansas City. So it doesn't sound like Jauan Jennings is going to play against the Chiefs right now. He's in jeopardy unless that hip gets better overnight, and he can practice tomorrow. I'm guessing he's probably going to be doubtful. And then going into the weekend, there's probably not a great chance unless all of a sudden that hip just becomes magically, healed up. So that's tough, man. Jauan Jennings is a big time part of this team. He's so gritty. That's going to put a lot of stress on players like Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel and et cetera, et cetera. So that's unfortunate for the guy. We need Jauan Jennings. And there was another update today. Deebo Samuel and Jordan Mason, they both were in blue non-contact jerseys today. Deebo's been limited, and so is Jordan Mason. Deebo is dealing with the wrist injury, as we know, blue non-contact jersey, and Jordan Mason got the shoulder issue. They were both officially limited today. I mean, it's a good thing that they're limited and not, it did not practice. So that's, I guess, one way to look at it. But it really depends on how they feel tomorrow in this third practice of the week. And then, let's see how their pain tolerance is leading into Sunday. But if Jauan Jennings can't go and Deebo's hurt, I mean, the Niners are really going to be pulling at straws at wide receiver. And Kittle's going to have a huge game, which the Chiefs are really susceptible against the tight ends. I'm guessing that George Kittle is going to have a monster game against the Chiefs. And unfortunately, he hasn't really had that over the last couple of games we played him. So this is a big game for George Kittle, especially if Deebo is going to miss the game. But I'm pretty sure George Kittle is not going to miss, or sorry, Deebo is not going to miss this game. But you never know. The wrist injury could be pretty, painful. And if he has a wrist injury, you try to catch passes, might be a little hard to catch the passes. So hopefully Deebo can play. As far as Jordan Mason, Kyle Shanahan did mention him on KNBR today. He says he's doing good. He's had something like this before, so I think he'll be good on Sunday. I'm pretty sure Jordan Mason's going to play on Sunday, according to Kyle Shanahan. Again, he has had a shoulder issue before, AC joint sprain specifically. And Kyle Shanahan says he should be good to go on Sunday. He has been practicing, like we said, limited in a blue non-contact jersey. If you got a shoulder injury, you probably don't want to be getting hit and tackled, so that's why they do that. But again, we'll see. Tomorrow they'll have injury designations, and we'll kind of hear from Kyle in that aspect. So some good news, though. Ricky Pearsall was a full participant in practice for the second day in a row. I don't know if he's going to play. Kyle Shanahan hasn't given a word if he's going to play. They want him to play if he feels up to it, if he's ready. Can he take hits and this and that? He's not in a blue non-contact jersey, so he could take a hit. Nick Sorensen, the DC, I heard his press conference today, and he says, hey, if he's not in a blue non-contact jersey, then Kyle probably thinks he should be able to take a hit. So, it really depends on how he's feeling mentally, physically, pain-wise, after coming back from the gunshot a couple weeks ago. So we'll see. I hope Ricky Pearsall can play. He's had 2 full practices. The vibes are up with Ricky. The team really is in good spirits with him. Everybody said great things all week. So hopefully we trend in the right direction. But again, no official word if Ricky Pearsall is going to play. Another injury that probably not great right now, Matthew Wright, the 49ers interim kicker, the backup kicker, he did not practice today. And Kevin Givens also did not practice today. He's got a groin injury. This is a newer injury that spurred on the injury report earlier today. So it does seem that Kevin Givens did not practice today. We didn't know why, but it apparently is because he had a groin injury, and that's kind of new. That's unfortunate. But again, um, Matthew Wright, the kicker, he didn't practice today. Jake Moody didn't practice, obviously, because he's got the right ankle sprain. So the 49ers are in a bit of a bind at kicker, and I'm kind of certain now that their third string kicker is going to start, and it's a little tough, you know. Uh, let me see. The guy we kicked a couple week cup. Sorry, the guy that we signed a couple of days ago, Anders Carlson. He's the third kicker for the 49ers. And it looks like he might be playing on Sunday. Again, Matthew Wright was not practicing today. He had the shoulder issue. And again, Jake Moody not practicing. So it does seem like Anders Carlson is in line to be the kicker for the 49ers. 3 straight weeks, a different kicker. The 49ers kicker situation is just not good right now. So we shall see how this goes, but it's not looking too great right now. Again, these injuries are piling up. This is a big game for the 49ers. You can't afford to have too many injuries. I know the Chiefs are banged up, but so are the 49ers. Again, Kevin Givens, groin injury. You know, you had Matthew Wright. He's injured with the shoulder, so you might be turning into the third kicker, Anders Carlson. There were some good news, though. Leonard Floyd came back today. He had a vet day yesterday. Malik Collins was back today. Jordan Elliott was back today. They were limited today, but it was good to have them back. So we did get a couple players return. Again, they were limited. Malik Collins, Jordan Elliott, Malik Mustafa, they were all back today. They were practicing, but they're limited. But it's better to be limited than not practice. Darrell Luter, he has a pelvis injury, but he was limited today. So he was there today. I don't know, man. You got a lot of banged up players on the Niners, but it is, again, good to have players like Leonard Floyd, Malik Collins, and all these guys. At least they're back. At least they're back for practice. They may not be practicing fully, but they're back. I mean, this is a tough season. It's already week 7. A lot of guys aren't going to be fully practicing, so at least they're there and they can get through the motions. So that's the most important thing. So again, tough injury. Jauan Jennings probably not going to play according to Kyle Shanahan, and it doesn't sound like Matthew Wright is going to play. Deebo, he'll probably be questionable. Same with Jordan Mason, but I'm sure they'll get the night before, injury designations when Rap Sheet and Schefter are tweeting, and we'll probably get the good news that Deebo's good to go, Jordan Mason's good to go. That's my opinion. That's my thought, anyways, of how this is going to go. But Ricky Pearsall, there's no official word. He's been practicing all week, pretty healthy. So that's the good thing. If Jauan Jennings can't play, I really hope that Ricky Pearsall can play. But that's going to be a lot of pressure on the rookie. First game back, Chiefs, no Jauan Jennings. Maybe Deebo's going to be banged up. That's a lot of pressure to put on the youngster. But the guy's tough. He's tough as nails, man. He's definitely tough as nails. So we'll see how this goes. Let's take a look at some of these questions. I hope everybody's doing good today. Jimmy says, what's good? I'm all right. Rick Diaz says, let's not be deceived. Let's not take Kansas City lightly. Yeah, I don't think anybody's taking Kansas City lightly. The Niners know what's at stake. JR says, will Ricky be activated? We need him if Jennings out. Absolutely, just what I said. We're not 100% sure if Jennings is going to be out, but it sounds like he is. But we're also not 100% sure if Ricky Pearsall will be back. I hope he is. Guapo says, let's go Niner gang. Let's go Niners. Daniel Berry Sports says, hey, what's up, my man? Hopefully you're doing good. Renee says, has Nick Sorensen reached out to you yet? No, I think he blocked my number from the last time we had a conversation with him. But, we'll see how he gets through these next couple of weeks. It's going to be a tough stretch of games. I know the Niners are going to have a hard time with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, as they always do. But after that, they get the Cowboys. They can beat the Cowboys. And then, got to continue to move along, right? Got to continue to win games and play at a high level, no matter who's at coach. So definitely not going to be easy stretch of games. But the Niners have a great amount of talent. They got a great team. They've been here before. They've been banged up. They've been 3-5, and they've made it to, NFC Championship game. So I'm not going to give up hope on this team. I still think there's so much, great things to come for the season. But this week, tough injuries, and they got to fight hard. They're going to have to hold on tight to beat the Chiefs. And, especially the Chiefs, they got a great defense coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo. That guy's amazing. He gave Brock Purdy his props today. But at the same time, Brock was like, nah, I can do better. He wasn't falling for all the nice talk, the gushy, the glazing. And Brock, he was a humble king today. He says, no, I can still get better. I can still get better. Um, Renee says, if we don't win Sunday, I'm going back into therapy. I think a lot of people are. People are going to be upset. I know a lot of people want this game because the Chiefs have had our number. They've had, they've been the kryptonite. They've had, our backs against the wall, and we haven't been able to escape it. And, they basically, the Niners fans, especially, we all want to see this team get the monkey off their back, This is the one. This is the game. Like, this is the team that the 49ers have struggled with mightily over the years, especially when it matters most. I guess I'll be your therapist and we'll go through it, but I know we all want the Niners to beat the Chiefs so bad. Like, we want the Niners to win every game, but a game like this, I feel like fans just want it so bad because there's that revenge factor. But, Trent Williams said it best. I don't know if you guys heard what Trent Williams said today. He said, at the end of the day, even if we beat the Chiefs 100-0, we're not popping champagne bottles. There's no real redemption. Actually, he goes, it's a new season, and I think that's the mindset all the players have. They said, last year's last year. Kyle Shanahan said, last year's last year. Kittle said, you got to flush it. It's a new year. It's a new team. It sucks, but we lost. You can't dwell on it. Like, I know it's true, and I know they're absolutely right. Like, you can't dwell on that Super Bowl loss, but it's hard not to, right? When you think about the Chiefs, the first thing that comes into your mind was like, oh my God, we lost the overtime to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Like, that's literally the first thing that pops into my mind. But Trent's right, Kittle's right, all these guys are right that, you look at the film, you get a little emotional, like Bosa said, but you got to be able to move forward and get to this next game. Because if you just sit there in your head and you mentally cry about it, you're never going to be able to get over it, and you're still going to be mentally phased when you go out there and play the Chiefs. Like, if the 49ers walk out on that field on Sunday and they just start emotionally, like, spiraling, they're not going to be able to focus on the game. So they have to be able to get over it like that. It sucks. But as the players, they have to get over it, because if they don't and they're just sitting there in their head mentally frustrated, it's not good for the game. It's not good for them. But it's easier said than done. So, what's my score prediction, or is it too early to give it? I'm going to give my score prediction. I think the Niners are going to win. I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Niners are going to win. Let's see. I had it. What did I say this morning? 24-20 Niners. I got them winning by 4 points. It's going to come down to the wire. It's going to give down to the wire. They just can't give the ball to Mahomes. If Mahomes has the ball with like a minute left, Niners aren't winning this game. He's going to come back and get a game-winning drive on him. But I think if the 49ers can hold tight and get the ball last, I think they can beat them 24-20. I think they'll have 17 points. They can come down, game-winning touchdown. They'll be down 17-20. And here comes Brock Purdy leading them down the field. Brock Purdy leads them. Touchdown, game winner, George Kittle. That's it. I think it's going to be 24-20. Now, if it's the other way around and it's 20-17 Niners and Patrick Mahomes has the ball with a minute left to go, it's a game over. Niners are going to lose that game. You can't give Patrick Mahomes the ball to end the game. Aztec says, are you excited to see Taylor Swift every down? I don't think Taylor Swift is going to be there. According to my sources, she's on is she still touring? Is she in concert? So I don't think we're going to see Taylor Swift. Thankfully, I'm glad. I don't have to post about her. We don't have to worry about her. I think we're good. Chris Teal says, could we get Max Crosby? We can't get Max Crosby. Niners aren't going to get Max Crosby. And it's not that they don't want him. It's not that they couldn't figure out how to pay him. It's because the Raiders aren't going to do business with the Niners. Come on, man. They wouldn't let the Niners get Khalil Mack a couple of years ago. What makes you think they're going to want to give Max Crosby to the Niners? A premium player, one of the best defensive players at the prime of his career. They're not giving him to the Niners. They didn't let the Niners have Khalil Mack. It's not happening. So I think you could just wipe that off. I don't know why people are posting about it. Obviously, it's dope to think about. It's a great pipe dream, and we love those, splashy names, and we love to sit there and, fantasize about Max Crosby, Nick Bosa on the same D line. Oh my God, the Bash Bros. It's not gonna happen though. So, Aztec says, do we get a kicker? Yeah, we get a kicker. We have 3 of them. We have Matthew Wright, who's injured, who we mentioned. We have Jake Moody, obviously, he's got the ankle sprain, and then Anders Carlson, who they picked up. He's on the practice squad, and he's probably going to play this weekend. So, kicker. We're on our 3rd kicker. Now, if the 49ers get another injured kicker on this game on Sunday, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. I hope that the Niners can get through a game without getting a kicker injured. Renee says we have to score in all 4 quarters and not field goals. Yeah, you're right. You can't just rely on field goals against the Chiefs. Even though the Chiefs aren't scoring at high bunches themselves, they got a great defense, and their defense is, relentless. And they got Chris Jones, the great. It's going to be a tough matchup for Dominic Pooney, but you're right. The Niners got to be able to score and score touchdowns in the red zone, because otherwise, you let Patrick Mahomes linger, you let him around, you let Patrick hang around. It's not good. So David Lombardi has our kicker for now. Can he kick? Pete Solis says our kickers think they're all pro Fred. They might. Maybe they think they're Fred Warner because they're out there making tackles. It's crazy. And then they're getting hurt. You got my boy Matthew Wright dislocating his shoulder, pops it back in the socket, and now he's not practicing because of it. So you gotta if you're a kicker, I know you want to be tough. I know you want to make that last tackle to save a touchdown. Just you gotta let it go, because then you're gonna get hurt. Then you can't play. So Debbie says, I hope Demo can keep up with Worthy. Yeah, I like what he said today. He goes, I'm up for the challenge. I think I could line up against anybody. And he says, at the end of the day, I'm going to give my grandma the same work. He goes, don't matter who lines up against me. You got Xavier Worthy, you got Justin Jefferson, you got Grandma Lenore over there, and they're all going to get the same work from me. I love it. I love Lenore's mindset. So I hope he could keep up with Worthy. That guy's a blur. He's quick. He's fast. Straight line speed is out of this world. Fastest receiver maybe in the league. I mean, guy's unbelievable. Quick. That's going to be a tough matchup. Xavier Worthy, you got to respect it. JR says, how does our special teams coordinator still have a job? I don't know, man. That guy's been imploding weekly. Like, they make a mistake every week on special teams, but I don't know. You tell me. I don't think Kyle wants to make any friction, cause any, more drama. Team's 3-3. There's enough drama going on. There's always something going on with the Niners. I just don't think Kyle wants to make any shakeups to the, coaching staff right now. It's still early, and you got to give these people a benefit of doubt to improve, because a lot of times the Niners, they start sluggish, they make mistakes, and then they improve. But you're absolutely right. The special teams hasn't just been struggling this year. It's been a common factor over the years. So, is it possible the Chiefs don't score at all? I don't think the Niners are going to shut out the Chiefs. I would love it. Obviously, we all would. But I don't think we're shutting out the Chiefs. If they did, wow, amazing. Great work by Sorensen. But they got Patrick Mahomes. They're probably score at least a field goal, or at least a touchdown. I don't know. I don't think the Niners are shutting out the Chiefs. But we'll see. We'll see what happens Sunday. I'm excited. I can't wait for this game. I'm going to go ahead and recap these injuries one last time for you in case you missed it. We're going to go over these really quick, and that should be it for today. Like I said, just keep it quick. One show, get all the injuries in there. You got Jauan Jennings, who did not practice today because he has a hip injury, and Kyle Shanahan did say that he's in jeopardy of missing Sunday's game. Jauan Jennings, big part of this team. I hope he can play, but it doesn't sound like he's going to play as of now. Obviously, Deebo Samuel was limited with the wrist injury, and Jordan Mason also was limited today. They were both wearing blue non-contact jerseys on the day. Leonard Floyd and Malik Collins returned to practice today. Leonard Floyd was more of a veteran day. And the good news is Malik Collins was limited, but that's a good sign that he was able to be there. And so was Jordan Elliott, also limited. Our kicker, unfortunately, did not practice today. He had a shoulder injury, Matthew Wright. And Kevin Givens was added to the injury report today due to a groin injury. So D-line might have some issues there. And again, Matthew Wright, kicker, you're probably going to be leaning on your third kicker going in on Sunday. Ricky Pearsall, great news. He was a full participant for the second day in a row. He's trending up, unlike Jauan Jennings, who's trending down. Jordan Mason, according to Kyle Shanahan, he said he has something like this before, and I think he'll be good for Sunday. So those are the big updates. Hopefully the 49ers can get healthy by Sunday. It's Thursday today. You guys have a good rest of your night. I love you. Go Niners. Bang, bang. Not again.